We acknowledge the sacrifices of our indigenous hosts on the land to begin with. We were today to express our solidarity with Black Lives Matter Toronto and to support their demands for action on ongoing police violence against Black community members. We are concerned about anti-Black racism in the city and the ongoing targeting of Black youth by police and other state institutions. We are particularly outraged by the wanton disregard for Black life that characterizes routine police interactions with too many members of the Black community. Over the past 2 weeks, Black Lives Matter Toronto activists and allies have peacefully occupied Toronto Police Headquarters at 40 College Street. They are demanding justice for the victims and survivors of police violence, as well as action to end anti-Black racism in this city. The protesters have endured bitterly cold weather and rain. They have withstood unprovoked police brutality intended to disrupt their efforts to keep warm. Many of them are our students, making sacrifices that impact their academic lives. These freedom fighters represent a long history of defenders of Black life in this city, in this country, and on this continent.
We demand that the province conduct a proper investigation in conjunction with the families of the victims of police violence into these acts of violence, and that they involve fully those families in a conversation about the reform of the Special Investigations Unit so that it can live up to the mandate that it has been set by the public. There is a coalition here of Indigenous people, of trans people, of people of color, of Black people, who are all at the front line of police violence and who have all stood together to say that Black lives matter and that all lives matter. And so again, we remind everyone that what is at stake here are human rights for all people.
At York University in 1984, Black woman by the name of Janice Joseph was being sexually and racially harassed. And what happened? Black students showed up to support her, and then what happened then? Police came and harassed those Black students, okay? Out of that occupation, out of that protest in 1984, the Center for Race and Ethnic Relations was opened at York University. It was the first university in Canada to have an office that specifically addressed complaints of racial harassment and discrimination. And then what happened from that? That spread across all universities across Canada. So we have to see that the way that Black activism works, Black youth, Black students, Black queer and trans folks, this Black activism works to transform, for the positive, the society across Canada. Canada ends up benefiting from the labor that is happening on the ground right here. So it is absolutely egregious that the chief of police refuses to meet who? His own citizens right here. It's not like he has to go far. Where's Kathleen Wynne? John Tory apparently is getting busy and ready to leave the country before what? Before coming to meet some of the very people who voted for him, right? And have a public consultation with what's happening and understanding that this will benefit everybody involved. So Black lives, they matter here. They mattered then and they will matter in the future, right? Thank you.